The history you read in textbooks is a sanitized hallucination. The truth is a lethal artifact waiting to be excavated. And in Tomb of the Queen, the explosive, high-intellect, and lethally paced debut of Joss Walker's Jayne Thorne CIA Librarian series, the library is revealed to be the most dangerous combat zone on the planet. Walker, the master architect of this globe-trotting, mystery-drenched, and myth-shattering odyssey, delivers a visceral, deeply intense, and adrenaline-saturated masterpiece that turns the act of research into a high-stakes survival sport. This isn't a story of dusty archives or quiet study. It is a rapid-fire, deeply intense plunge into the logistical nightmare of navigating a world where ancient reality-warping secrets are held by shadowy cartels, the perilous collision between a brilliant field-operative librarian's search for the truth and the absolute, unchecked malice of an organization that treats human history as a resource to be exploited, and the terrifying truth that when you uncover the Queen, you don't just solve a puzzle, you trigger a systemic, reality-resetting catastrophe. Walker hooks the audience instantly by constructing a high-stakes, hyper-focused trap. A uniquely gifted researcher, burdened by the knowledge of what the CIA keeps locked in its classified basements, finds themselves thrust into a crucible where archaeology, espionage, and their own survival are systematically compromised by the proximity of a god-tier ancient world catalyst. The narrative center zeroes in on the protagonist's methodical, high-pressure descent into the excavation, a state of hyper-rational, linguistically encoded perception that allows them to see the underlying artificial architecture of ancient civilization-founding myths. As they traverse the oppressive, neon-drenched bazaars of the Middle East and the dangerously shifting booby-trapped chambers of the Sun Queen's tomb, they realize that their quest for meaning is not merely an academic pursuit. It is a systemic catalyst that is drawing out the collectors, entities that hunt those who refuse to conform to the agency's optimized, history-erasing reality. The investigation into the sudden, coordinated disappearance of the world's leading archaeologists quickly escalates into a dangerous, high-stakes tactical chess match as they discover that the entire international security infrastructure has been covertly funded by the very entity that keeps them tethered to their research dependency. Forced to juggle the logistical nightmare of managing a rapidly decaying reality-bending research project, the constant suffocating threat of archival erasure, and the mounting undeniable encounter with the cost of their own burgeoning insight, they must synthesize a new way of existing, one built on tactical linguistics, radical improvised tomb navigation, and an unyielding, purely human refusal to let their purpose be redacted by the agency's relentless physics-enforcing machinery. Walker's writing style is unapologetically sharp, machine gun fast, and saturated with an intense, authentic blend of archaeological espionage jargon, cynical intellectual wit, and high-stakes environmental dread. She builds exceptional structural tension by pairing the mundane, aching routines of survival, cross-referencing ancient scripts, deciphering forbidden, star-aligned texts, and enduring the quiet, crushing weight of constant vigilant isolation with the chaotic, nightmare-filled assaults of the cartel's truth-guarding mercenaries. The story moves forward with a relentless, momentum-driven energy, turning routine analytical probes, calculated maneuvers through the tomb's secret sand-filled catacombs, and tense, high-stakes standoffs with lethal, logic-warping figures into pulse-pounding steps closer to an inevitable, reality-defining confrontation. The presentation thrives on this sharp analytical focus, making every discovered anomaly, every executed reality stabilization command, and every deep-seated fear confronted feel like a high-stakes victory for the human spirit. What makes Tomb of the Queen an exceptional entry in the modern action archaeology canon is Walker's unparalleled ability to develop a highly compelling, logic-driven operative whose cognitive discipline is treated as a supreme navigational asset rather than a tragic fading memory. Watch as they transform their experience with obscure, artifact-bound information into a compass, learning to navigate the chaotic fairground of global espionage to outmaneuver a power that operates with absolute, terrifying precision. As the structural walls of their reality begin to collapse and the true scope of the tomb danger is exposed, the pacing transforms into a breathless, heart-pounding race to maintain the shred of truth they carry before their consciousness is permanently unstitched by the agency's relentless physics-enforcing machinery. The final act is an absolute masterclass in suspense, delivering a barrage of explosive realizations, shattered paradigms, and a spectacular, jaw-dropping climax that completely leaves the reader thoroughly stunned. For fans of thrillers demanding a brilliant, character-driven, and masterfully paced exploration of physics and historical imperialism, this book delivers an unforgettable shockwave.